Alright, so this is going to be my little birth chart interpretation, I guess we would say. Now, keep in mind, I normally do these in private, but I did kind of want to challenge myself. So I raffled one off, and yeah, Versatilefinish won. So, because a birth chart is as personal as like a fingerprint, I'm not necessarily gonna be exposed to all this stuff. I'm just going to, hit the greatest hits of what I've noticed, giving it a good look see. Um, and yeah, maybe I'll do these every couple of weeks or something, and we'll see how my skill set gets better over time. Because I'm only like a year and a half into my whole discovery phase, and it takes a long time to learn this stuff, y'all. So let's hop into it. Okay, so the first thing, their first house is Capricorn, which I love. That's really similar to me because literally, Capricorn in the first house is like you just work hard to get your sense of self, right? It's all about what you're chasing after in terms of like your goal attainments. Second house is Aqua. Innovative or creative thinking basically around your finances. That's how you kind of get that one going. Third house is Aries, communication, travel, things like that, right? I think that's really funny though, because I do feel like you are quite the quick communicator. Like, I feel like you always hop right into it. Now, in terms of like the actions to match, I mean, I know I'd be writing you on that from a tarot perspective, but at least you're down to have those conversations, right? So, fourth and fifth house are both in Taurus. So it's about like wanting to essentially have someone not only in your private space but in a romantic sense feel really good to have. When I think of Taurus energy, I think of things that are really like luxurious, the nice quality, like it's Venus energy. So your sixth house, like health and fitness and things, Gemini. So that means that like you're definitely willing to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, the duality, right? The perfect balance, if you will. Kind of being willing to do, eating your veggies basically to have your chocolate. I mean, I think that's the funniest way to put that. Now let's see. Seventh house, relationships, Cancer. Eighth house is Leo. Rebirth house, you will feel you have changed many times within one lifetime. And that's, just about how it is that you take pride in the things that you may have muscled through, right? Ninth house is Libra, house of expansions, open-mindedness, always willing to weigh the scales, pun intended, yeah, dad joke. 10th house is Scorpio, so that's like transformative career growth. Because I want to say our MC or 10th house is like, it revolves around what we're meant to accomplish in this world. Your 11th is also in Scorpio, house and friends. It also means that like, either your friends will glow up as well, transform a lot, or you will switch friends. I'm hollering. 12th house is Sag, the unseen, which I think you probably, from a mental standpoint, like if you're someone who wants to seek dimensions or things like that, I feel like it's all available to you. It's just about how do we convey that to others without, there being a misunderstanding. Now, the stuff I kind of care more about are like, I guess we would call the asteroids, right? Houses are important because they tell you what and where, but I'll run through the standout connections, right? And don't worry, Versatile, I'm sending you a copy of all of this. Like I said, I'm not gonna be like saying every single placement of every single thing because it is unique like a fingerprint once again. So I'm not trying to like have nobody's business on blast, but I do want to kind of flex some of the cooler things here. So from those, the asteroid information as well as the houses, there are some standout connections here. The first one I'd say is Chiron, Pluto, and your 12th house of Sag. It's like at times you might feel very frustrated knowing that like with great planning can really, you know, come great challenges in order to get to the changes that you really want. And sometimes like a slight inability to not necessarily know when to jump can kind of like stop you from moving forward. So it's like with this triplet energy, you would do well to follow your intuition when you just don't know what to do next. Like, follow those gut instincts. It won't lead you wrong, but inaction will create unwanted boundaries and barriers to entry to the things that you do care about. So just don't hesitate. So Juno and your 7th house, both are Cancer. I would probably bet my money that you would probably marry a Cancer. And this is because you're going to want someone who feels what you're trying to give to them from an emotional standpoint. And I feel like it's a really natural alignment looking at your chart. So Sun, Mercury, Eros, and Psyche, all in Leo. You are likely attracted to bold characters who seem to have a subtle confidence that reminds you of yourself in a way, you know, knowing with a certain sense that it's important to take pride in what it is that you can bring to the table. Just be mindful, it's a double-edged sword at times, so if you don't always move diligently and hesitate, things tend to lose steam. So your 4th and 5th house plus Sedna are Taurus. That's capturing your heart or attention in terms of social confidence. And I feel like when it comes down to finding a partner, you want someone that like they're the perfect little companion. I don't want to say like arm candy or anything, but you get what I mean. They're someone who's the perfect complement to what it is that you're bringing energetically. And that's essential. I will say though, try not to put too much pressure on your partner to always be your social equal, because that's a lot of pressure to apply on somebody, you know? So your moon and Hygeia are inside Pisces. Basically, your feelings and your mood dictate how well you take care of your body or your vessel. So you might be one of those people who like are likely, if depressed, like someone has to like tap you like, hey, get up, take a shower. Your first house in series are Capricorn. That's understanding hard work and cycles in nature in order to obtain your desires in a practical fashion. Your 7th house Venus and Sappho are Cancer, so you need a lover who feels what you feel empathetically. That's why I say all signs point to Cancer. I really do feel like that's what you're going to end up with. Uranus, Neptune, plus your 2nd house, Aquarius. Sun expansion should hit when you apply the mind to money matters, especially as you align yourself with the sense of knowing one's own intuition and faith and beliefs. Your Vesta plus the 6th house are Gemini. Variety brings you spiritual growth. Experimentation or duality benefits you, especially when you need large manifestations. Okay, so now that's just the things that like at a glance I kind of noticed, right, where everything starts to line up. But let's talk about transits now, because that's really why this stuff matters, and I mapped it today for you. So Jupiter and Saturn are still inside your 2nd house, so leaps and bounds if you try to improve the ways that you make your money. So it might feel a little bit like beginner's luck, but don't waste it, because normally Saturn is very slow. 5 planets in your 4th and 5th house, Merc, Venus, Sun, Lilith, and Uranus. This is a time, in my opinion, looking at this, if you were to have some casual fun, it would likely become pretty serious, especially if you let them into your home or private space. Neptune is still in your moon sign of Pisces, so do not feel disillusionment toward what you want in life. It won't lift until 2026, so it's a few more years that a cloudy mind could be, you know, making the extended plan a little hard to nail down. With Pluto and Cap, there's also that feeling of eruption or discoveries that could happen personally. You also could be a little tempted to lose your cool and collected nature if inside a social situation where you feel like someone is really confronting or testing who you are. Pholus and Eros in the first house, Capricorn, discovering what kind of consciousness you can reach or desire to reach. And you can work toward that. Pallas is also in Pisces, which means you're using your intuition in tandem with your emotions on your moon. So that's like more than ever feeling that spiritual boost, right? Hygeia, take pride in the search for greater mental health because it's in Leo right now. So it's going to be something that just reminds you of who you are. But I love that. Let's see. Saturn and Taurus, once again, same as your birth chart. Learning how green materialism can have a larger cost to the soul. So it's about like ethics, how you want to go about achieving things, right? Tree glows inside your second house of Aquarius. That's devotion to a craft. So you can bring understanding to others. So really share personal stories and what it is that you've been through with others, because it could resonate really deeply. Let's see. There's Make and Haumea, both in Libra, your ninth house, desiring to expand your mind and your horizons. Expansive conversations with others, and particularly wanting company that is equally, if not more, intelligent. The last thing is Sappho on Cancer. Similar to your birth chart, show emotional warmth to others and you'll be surprised how much people are enamored by you. But yeah, I think the transits are the most fun part. I feel like asteroids are like little fine-tuned little areas, and then of course houses like tell you where what goes. But yeah, feel free to email me. I know we've had a few interactions, so you could give me the birth chart information, but I'm gonna send over everything that I have just so you can have it. But thanks. It was kind of fun to do this, and we'll see how I get better with time, because like I said, I'm a year and a half in, but I feel like all of this stuff is really cool.